I am packing up my house right now and moving across the country. And as I think about all the things I need to get done and who I need to say goodbye to, it dawned on me that I actually don't have many friends. We need to talk about this. Let's go out into the garden and have a chat. I'm just going to talk from the heart. I had notes, but friendships have always been really important to me. I've always been a very social animal. I've always had good friends and I've always valued those friendships. And as I get older, I'm nearly 50, and I don't know if this is a midlife thing, but friendships do drop away. And I know that's a natural part of life. I know that, I don't have children. I have a partner, but I'm not married. And a lot of my friends from, high school or whatever are on their second marriages by now. Not all of them, but some of them. They've all got kids, and life has taken them in other directions, and that's normal. That's perfectly normal. And a lot of people make friends at work. We spend most of our life at work, so that's a natural thing. For me in podiatry, that was a very isolated profession, and I did have staff, and I did have, receptionists whom I got along with really well, and we still catch up for lunches, but it's not the same as having a close friendship group or having that banter at work. And for me, I think because I've had these big passions, these big things that I've been passionate about, and for many years that was acting, and I felt like I had so many friends through acting. Went to drama school, so when you go through something like that with people, you become very, very close. And I used to see those people all the time, and we always used to catch up on my birthday. And then just bit by bit over the years, things change. We end up in other places, other countries, and that just kind of dwindles off. I've done other acting programs where with 20 people that we would be really, really tight with, and they were your whole world for that 12 months or that 18 months. But bit by bit, you just see that the class was the glue that was holding you together. And it's nothing personal. It's not like, oh, I don't like these people anymore. But if you don't have that central thing that you're working towards and that's pulling you together, you can really see how deep is the friendship. And it's not making it wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with anything here. 10 years ago, I moved from the center of the city, about 45 minutes out, to a place called Frankston. And that did affect my friendships somewhat, because I couldn't just like pop in and have a cup of tea or go out for dinner all the time. But it wasn't too far that it was a big problem. I was still driving to the city a lot to see shows and do acting classes and acting jobs and all those kind of things. Then I moved further out again 4 years ago in the bush, which I love. I love so much, and it's had a huge impact on my well-being and my joy and my evolution, really. But definitely the friendships have suffered from this move. So it's a really big effort to get me to go into the city. Like, if they invented the teleporter thing where we could just go, okay, I press a button and I can be on your couch having a cup of tea, and then I can press a button and come back. I mean, I'm sure that I would have cultivated more friendships. There's a lot of memes on Instagram about that, when you're about to go out and you're all dressed up, and then a friend's like, oh, I need to cancel. And then boom, you're like in your pajamas in bed and like having the time of your life. And I love those reels because it's very much how I feel. The logistics and, I don't know, people getting older, what's required to get ready and be in the public and be with the noises and the sounds and the congestion of the city and the people. It's a lot, especially if you're more introverted or sensitive. There are people that I genuinely like, that I genuinely like and appreciate and love, but I just don't see them and we don't catch up. And I think of them and I'm like, oh, like fond, but I still don't see them. And as I'm making this move overseas, interstate, I'm thinking about who do I see, and it just really made me reflect on, wow, my closest friends are my partner, my best friend, my sister, my best friend, and my cousin, my best friend. So I've got like three really close people that that I have a deep, deep intimacy with. And it struck me that my partner's my partner and the other two are blood relatives. And I thought, well, is it because they're relatives that, we can ride the wave of difficult times, or if there's any disagreements or whatever, you're more likely to patch that up because you're going to see them again at Christmas or the next family function or whatever. And do we romanticize other friendships? Like, I've got a couple of friends interstate that I'm actually going to be closer to. And I have this idea, like, I've been friends with one of them since primary school. And I'm just expecting, like, will we just pick up and just be really, really close? Or is that just this romantic idea of what it's going to be like? Because in my mind, she's like a really dear, dear old friend. Who knows? I used to be really envious of those people with those massive friendship circles. And I've had a taste of that when I was at Illinois State University. I did a student exchange program when I was 19, and American college life is really set up for that because everyone lives in a dorm and it's like living in an apartment building with all your friends, and you can just catch up every single day. And it really cultivates this amazing groupness, and you'll go to football games together and basketball games together and go out clubbing together. And I was assistant manager to the women's basketball team while I was there, the Illinois State, was it Redbirds? That was so fun. Traveling with the team, like the college sports over there have such this, there's a real sense of belonging and kinship or mateship in those sporting environments. And I've had that in my life playing various sports, basketball, netball, being really close with the team. And you just can't imagine not ever being that close. But then life happens. The thing that's holding you together is no longer there. And sometimes I used to make a really big effort with particular friends, and then I wondered what would happen if I stopped making that effort, if I stopped being the one to call. And yeah, often those friendships dwindle. And, you can't take it personally. It's just like, do I want to put this much energy into this friendship? My sister's really good at maintaining her friendships. She actually diarizes or schedules in a call every fortnight with particular friends, and she'll have a good hour, hour and a half conversation. And she maintains those friendships. Well, it's two-way. They do that together. But if she didn't put it in her diary, she said it wouldn't happen because life is busy. And I don't know about you, but I think time has sped up. I also wonder if social media gives the illusion of being close with friends, because you can check in on them if they post and see what they're up to. And then so you kind of feel connected, but it's not real. Like, it's absolutely not real. And as social media, it's changed so much. You used to be able to see what people are doing, and now it's like all businesses and outrage and politics. It's really hard to sift through. Like, I never ever get friends coming up on my feed. It's just all politics. And I don't know if this is real, but I remember hearing that you can only really have 17 friends at once. Any more than that, it's just not possible. And so you look on your social media and you've got like 1,000 friends. It's like, I don't even know who some of these people are. Like, honestly, I see the names and I have no recollection of accepting them as friends. So naturally, you don't want to put as much personal stuff online because you don't know who's out there looking at it. So I think we only have so much of a capacity to really nurture authentic, good friendships where we're navigating life together and supporting each other and loving each other. I definitely think you can love people from a distance just because it's not the right time or you're not in the same place. So when I moved to Western Australia, I'm moving to be closer to my spiritual community. They're just a beautiful, beautiful bunch of people because I'm really making that the priority in my life. I'm, having this midlife change, and I'm so excited. It feels so right. I'm sure I'll do lots of videos about that. And this is a really, really beautiful community. But I also wonder, if we weren't on the same path doing the same thing, would we be drawn together? No, probably not. But I think it's really important to be around like-minded and like-hearted people. Oh my gosh. I ran out of storage, so I've lost half my video. Where was I? I hope I spoke about my family. I'll go back and check. So I don't know if these figures are accurate, but the World Health Organization said that 1 in 6 people are experiencing disconnection and loneliness. And in Australia, 15% of people, which is just incredible when you think about it. 15% of people feel disconnected. So we're doing something wrong. We're doing something wrong in our society. One thing I've really come to understand while being on this spiritual journey is it's really important to belong to yourself. So in my life, I've worked a lot on the abandonment wound and really looking outside of self for love and approval and validation. One of the most important things on the path is really recognizing that we need to belong to ourselves and deeply sit within ourselves. Our connection with God, with the divine, with Source, and our connection with Earth is the most important connection that we have. We belong with and to ourselves first and foremost before anyone else. That whole idea, you can't love another person until you fully love yourself. It's all this, everything is self-sourcing. So when we're looking outside of ourselves to belong, gosh, I'm sure that that's why people get into gangs, is that sense of tribalism and that sense of belonging. Belonging to something makes people feel safe. I mean, there's all, I'm not a scientist, but there's all the biological reasons for that. But ultimately, we need to belong with ourselves. It's a very important part of our self-esteem. So if you are feeling lonely, first of all, I'm giving you a virtual hug. Much love from my heart to yours. If you are feeling lonely, take a moment to go, am I being present with myself? Like, do I like myself? And begin that journey, the journey of self-love. And, that's a whole other video. How do you love yourself? But really being with yourself and enjoying your own company and not having to distract with, we distract with so much noise and social media and all of this stuff. It's just taking us away from ourselves. And we wonder why mental illness is on the rise. And like, there's just our society is not functioning well. That's clear. I work with the elderly, and a lot of them in their 80s and 90s say all their friends are dead and they don't have a community. And I always say, you need to get younger friends, go out and, do a painting class or a pottery class. And of course, that's not always possible. Some people are completely housebound. They don't have physical mobility. Maybe they've got really bad arthritis, but there's got to be a way to connect with other people. It's so important. So if you are like me and you're waking up one day going, where did all my friends go? It's okay. It's going to be okay. But, maybe take stock, take some time and think about what's actually going on. And are you happy with it this way? Or would you like to cultivate more friendships? And how's your relationship with yourself? Thanks for watching. Much love, guys.